3, 2, 1, go.
2013 Fittest Woman on Earth, Sam Briggs and Easy Muhammad head-to-head here. Now, this first part definitely favors Samantha Briggs, but when they get to that heavy barbell, that's when Easy's going to do some work.
Right, and I think that's why this is going to be so fun as far as this matchup goes. You know, for Sam, she needs to do well on this first part. She's not going to win it, you know, in the lifting, not even just in comparison to Elijah, but in comparison to the rest of the world. Where she could win this workout and literally set a world record is in the first piece of this workout, 21.3.
First 15 front squats are down, and now it's on to the 30 toes to bar. Sam Briggs cranking through those at a pretty rapid pace.
So if you look at Sam Briggs in her toes to bar, she's kind of doing like a swoosh technique. She pulls her legs down and sweeps them up. And if you look at Elijah on the right, he's doing more of a longer kip swing. Now her Sam Briggs on the left, she's going to do a more speed and efficient toes to bar versus Elijah on the right, who actually has an elongated kip. So you're going to see her finish these pretty quick.
And I think that was smart for Elijah to break up that first set. You know, he's a bigger athlete, so that's more torque on his grip, and I think it was really smart to break up that first 30 toes to bar.
Sam Briggs back to the barbell. You saw earlier the two foundations that these two athletes are representing. Sam Briggs with the Out Foundation and Elijah Muhammad with Project Onyx. 60 reps is what Samantha Briggs needs to complete. Then she will start her 1 minute mandatory rest period. Now Elijah Muhammad is getting back to the barbell for his 15 thrusters as Briggs is putting the finishing touches on hers.
Yeah, Sam's coming in at about the same time as Scott did. Actually a little bit slower. Scott finished, but she came in at about the same time as all the three brothers who went prior to her.
Looked like about 143 for Samantha Briggs. Now Easy Muhammad with 5 thrusters to go.
I mean, as you can tell with Easy pushing this barbell, the barbell is no problem for him. As being a bigger athlete, the gymnastics is going to be the limiter, but when it comes to the barbell, he's going to move that like it's nothing.
He's in at 202. Samantha Briggs will start around 243, and Easy will start at 302.
And, you know, so it'll be interesting to see Sam's time compared to Scott's because it's not like you're going to win this workout in the first piece, right? Like, there is 3 pieces to it, but it is for an overall time. So you could go so fast on the first piece or even the second piece, and it could cost you on that third piece and your overall time.
Yes, yes, you are right on that completely, Annie. But when I'm looking at Sam, she's all about the motor. I mean, like I said, I'm really impressed with her. I was at the CrossFit Games, and like I said before, I mean, she just got done with a workout and came in the backstage and was riding the bike at a blistering pace. And I was like, you just got done working out and you're working out again. It's amazing.
Sam Briggs on her second set of 15 front squats. And here comes Easy Muhammad to start his second set of 15 front squats. Then it's back to the pull-up bar for the 30 chest-to-bar pull-ups. And I don't know what Samantha Briggs had for breakfast this morning, but whoever cooked it for her deserves a little credit here.
Yes, thank you, Sean. I do know because I made her breakfast this morning, and I want full credit if she wins this workout.
And she is well on her way right now. The 30 chest-to-bar pull-ups for Samantha Briggs, and don't be surprised if these are unbroken.
So I thought it was pretty interesting when I was watching Sam Briggs right now doing her bar muscle-ups, chest-to-bar pull-ups. If you look, she actually re-grips her hands each and every time when she's doing these chest-to-bar pull-ups. And I think the purpose of the re-grip is to get her palm on top of that bar so she has a better pull.
Well, and there's even a little moment of release, right? Like you get to release a little bit of that tension on that grip. She did go unbroken.
Yep.
And barely looks winded as she is on her second set of 15 thrusters to close out this second round. 120 is the number she's looking to hit. Easy Muhammad, meanwhile, is working on his chest-to-bar pull-ups. He is through 90 of the 180 total reps, so exactly halfway for Easy Muhammad right now.
So I'm wondering if Easy's grip is starting to burn out because he's really gripping that barbell. And if you notice with Sam, she actually was releasing a little bit and re-gripping, and he's really gripping. So I'm wondering if he's feeling his arms blow up a little bit and if that's going to affect him on the bar muscle-ups.
Sam Briggs in at about 4:23, and she starts her final 1 minute rest period. Easy Muhammad still on his chest-to-bar pull-ups. He's got 5 to go.
And don't forget, their time for lifting starts as soon as the workout ends, not at that 15-minute cap. So the faster you go, the sooner you lift.
So what I'm curious to see right now is when Sam gets to this last round right here, I want to see how, I'm always impressed when she does muscle-ups, but I want to see how she cycles through these bar muscle-ups this next round.
Well, it was really impressive to see Scott do 15 on his first set of bar muscle-ups, because I think that is the crux of this workout, especially for the higher level athletes. It is how few sets can you get those bar muscle-ups done.
So Elijah right now, if you saw, he had that little pause on that thruster, and that pause on that thruster actually adds time. So you guys want to try to cycle through those thrusters as best you can.
So Briggs gets back to work on her final round, and Easy came in at 5:27. So he will start at 6:27 unofficially, as Samantha Briggs is on her final set of 15 front squats, and then it's those 30 bar muscle-ups for her.
I mean, you see Sam right now. Honestly, I wouldn't even think she's 39. I think she's moving like she's 29 right now. She's moving so smooth. But not only that, I can't wait to see her get on this barbell, or on this bar for these, bar muscle-ups.
I will continue to say it until someone proves me wrong, but she was sent back in time to kill Sarah Connor and just decided to hang out and do CrossFit. And no one's proven me wrong yet.
Look how high she's catching on this first set of bar muscle-ups.
Look at the snap down, too, on her legs when she pops herself up. She just floats up. It's almost like a glide kick, but she's not doing a glide kick.
I'm really impressed with Elijah Muhammad. He's not that far behind Samantha Briggs in a workout that really is all about this pull-up bar.
165 is the number that Samantha Briggs needs to hit before going back to the barbell, as Easy Muhammad has started his third and final set of front squats. Once again, a look at the foundations that both of these athletes are representing. Project Onyx, DSM.com for Easy Muhammad, and the OutFoundation.org for Sam Briggs.
And there, she just did 15 unbroken to open, just like Scott Panchik did. He was able to do all 30 in just 4 sets, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers Sam holds after that set of 15.
The Easy is done, meanwhile, as you take a look at Sam Briggs going in the back half of her bar muscle-ups. Easy's done with those first 15 front squats, and now he is back to the pull-up bar for the final time.
This is impressive right here with Sam. Her kip swing on these bar muscle-ups have not changed at all. She caught that dip a little bit lower on that last bar muscle-up, but man, she's moving efficiently on those.
7 reps to go for Samantha Briggs. If she does this in just one more set, she will beat Scott Panchik in that she did it in 3 sets instead of 4.
7 reps remain for Samantha Briggs at 165. It's back to the barbell for the final 15 thrusters, and then when she completes those, she will move immediately into 21.4.
I think she's going to do it.
So she is going to take Scott on those bar muscle-ups in fewer sets, but I think overall time, Scott is a little bit faster.
Scott Panchik finished in 7 minutes and 57 seconds. Samantha Briggs now on her final set of 15, and then her 7-minute window will open as Easy Muhammad still has his thrusters and some bar muscle-ups remaining.
Yeah, I think that chalk break that Sam took, she took a few extra seconds on that chalk break, and by taking a few extra seconds on that chalk break, it actually cost her over in the total time, because I believe it took about 15 to 20 seconds on that chalk break, and that makes a big difference, guys.
So 8:33 for Samantha Briggs unofficially, so 15:33 will be when her window closes for 21.4. Easy Muhammad needs to get to 165 on the bar muscle-ups before moving back for his final 15 thrusters.
I mean, still impressive. 39 years old, hit 833, did basically toes to bar unbroken, chest to bar pull-ups unbroken, and then 3 sets on the bar muscle-ups. That's impressive.
What'll be interesting here too is to see how long she waits before she attempts her first lift. The Panchik brothers it looked like waited about 3 minutes. They did a couple of deadlifts, a couple of squat cleans, but before they even committed to their first lift, I think about 3 minutes had passed into their 7-minute window.
The biggest difference a lot of you guys have to look at on 21.4. In the past, you were able to have a judge or someone help you load the bar, but guess what? Not this time. You're responsible for loading your bar. So that makes a difference. When you're bending over and you're already winded and you're out of breath and you got to load that bar, it's going to delay your recovery. When it delays your recovery, that's going to affect your lifts. So one thing right here, when you're bent over like this, is cutting off your air circulation. So if there's a way you can find yourself to position yourself where you can open up your lungs and still breathe while you're loading the bar, is going to make a difference.
See, that's when it comes in handy when you're a cyborg and you don't have to run on oxygen. You don't have to breathe.
Breathing's overrated.
Like the belt that she's wearing there, a little bit of Star Wars theme it looked like for Samantha Briggs. Elijah Muhammad still looking to get to 165 on the bar muscle ups.
And so this is where a lot of the bigger athletes, if you're a 215 plus or 210 plus athlete for a male, it's going to be a little difficult when you get into those later rounds, especially when you're pulling your body weight over that bar.
I believe Sam has 155 on the bar. We know she's not known for her strength, absolute strength, but this 155 looks pretty easy so far.
First complex is done for Samantha Briggs as she hits her first attempt.
I think, especially in this round, I think in this round, you're going to see women who are going to be in the 200s, and I believe Elijah, when he gets on here, you're going to see a number greater than 315.
We have two athletes in two separate workouts now. Elijah Muhammad is still in 21.3. Once he gets to 165, he goes to the barbell that is laying on the ground there and has to complete 15 thrusters at 95 pounds. Samantha Briggs is in 21.4. She has 155 pounds on the board for her first attempt as Easy moves back to the barbell for his thrusters.
Come on, Easy. Get on that bar, brother. Let's go.
He's just buying himself a spot for the lifting.
Yeah.
Well, this is playing to your strength, which a lot of athletes are going to have to figure out a way to do that here because you might. I know people love that heavy barbell, but they are not going to like what's going on in the first part of this.
Nope, and like you said, I like because it's going to play to two different athletes, and so Sam knew she had to go all out on that first piece because no matter what, even on her best day, she's not going to win the lifting.
So this is the first time that I saw an athlete actually break up the thrusters. So he's doing his thrusters in 3 sets of 5 instead of doing it unbroken like every other athlete. And I'm wondering if he's trying to save himself to hit a major lift.
175 now unofficially on the bar for Briggs, and she will hit that. So Easy is now done. 12:10 is when he will come in, which means his window for 21.4 will close at 19:10.
So here is where strategy comes in. If you guys are at home, you have those small change plates, throw those bad boys on first. Those plates will add up in the end. Then get some load in, get a lift in. As you're loading it, get a lift in, load it, get a lift in, and then once you have your starting weight, go for it.
If that was 175 that Sam just hit, that's almost 80% of her 1 rep max clean and jerk, which is pretty good considering she's only, 4.5 minutes after that time cap. So to already be at 80% for a complex, super impressive from Samantha.
Now 2.5 minutes remaining for her in 21.4. Easy putting the blues on right off the bat here, and this is where we knew he would do some damage.
Yep, so it looks like he's loading up 225, but he'll probably open up at about 275. That's what I'm guessing that he's going to start his first lift at.
Sam Briggs has 2 attempts, made 155, made 175, and has 2 minutes left in her 7-minute window.
I'm impressed she's already going again.
Looks like 185 pounds unofficially. Now the hang clean is good. And that will count for Sam Briggs.
So Easy is still getting ready to hit his first lift. He's actually opening up at 225. So, I'm curious to see what his strategy and what his jumps are after this. Smart thing, though. Look at what he's doing. He's putting on his shirt.
Yep.
And I can attest to this. It's very smart that he's doing this because especially when you're catching the barbell in the jerk, instead of having a sweaty chest to do a jerk on, he has that shirt right there that can help catch that bar a little bit with that knurling grip on that bar and keep that bar in position when he goes overhead.
225 for Easy Muhammad.
Oh.
Similar to what the Panchik brothers did. He's just kind of warming up. He's getting his nervous system ready. He just wants to feel the weight.
Oh, he's going 315. Do I see it? Or is it? Yep, 315. I called it. Someone was going to open up.
That is a big jump.
You know, he's one of those guys who could put up the big weight. So don't be surprised if he does well here, that he might sneak and have one of the top 10, if not one of the top performances in 21.4.
Sam Briggs stole the show in 21.3, but now Easy Muhammad looking to put on a show of his own, loading up 3 big wheels here for 315 pounds.
Now, what will be impressive, if he power cleans all this stuff versus when we just saw the men squat clean it, that to me is going to be very impressive.
Right.
And so what's the difference if you guys are at home watching this with the power clean and the squat clean? If you watch Sam Briggs here on the left right here, she has been power cleaning most of these lifts. So she's catching it. You'll see right here, not going into a full squat. She's above parallel. So I'm curious to see if she's going to go below parallel on this next lift.
I think if she makes this lift, she's going to make the whole thing, because that jerk seems like no problem.
Yep.
Just could not get under the bar on that hang clean. That was 195 pounds. But Samantha Briggs, again, started that lift before her window closed, so it would have counted. But she's got to be very happy with 185 pounds unofficially. And now Elijah Muhammad's going to step up to 315.
Big lift right here. He can do it, though. Yep, so right there, guys, he went into a squat clean. So anyone at home, if you're trying to lift those big weights, you got to squat under and catch it.
Ooh, good fight. Had to work his way out of a little bit of a jam. And now for the jerk.
Wow.
Oh, it just couldn't stabilize it. Easy Muhammad was under it, but just not enough.
If he had completed that lift, he could have just been done. He would have beat Scott Panchik's 311 right there. He could have just called it a day with one lift.
Well, the good news is you can move down.
Yes.
Once
and that's
you can
not
go
always
anywhere
the
you
case.
want. Exactly. We've seen in other competitions where once you started a weight, you cannot go below that.
Right.
So Easy can figure out what he wants to do here. Plenty of time. 19:10 is when his 7-minute window closes.
I think what set him up for the first lift was his deadlift. But then on the second clean, he wasn't really set up and he didn't catch in a good position. And when he was coming out of that catch, he was just straining and using way too much energy. And using that much energy took away from his jerk. So when he went and jumped under it, he actually caught it, but he couldn't stand it up. He was just a little bit overextended.
Right. So the question is, did he waste his ability to actually complete this weight by missing that last lift?
And this is where we talk about fans, what an effect they can have as well. And unfortunately, it's relatively quiet in here other than the music going on. But when fans get behind you, and both of you know this, when they get behind you in a big lift, it makes a difference.
Oh, huge.
I mean, I still recall, the days over in the tennis stadium, and boy, when you have that crowd cheering, you just get this super strength. I can't explain it. It's almost like you become a superhero out on the workout floor.
Another attempt at 315 for Easy Muhammad.
Everything comes down to that second clean. If he can catch that smooth and explode out of it, he has that jerk. Oh, there he is. He's catching it in power. Let's see if he powers again. Oh. Nope.
And that's where I think, I don't know if you noticed, Scott did almost a hip clean. So after the first clean, he would just drop it off his shoulders right into his hip and go right down. And the way that he was able to save some grip strength by doing that hip clean, I think was huge.
Well, the biggest thing is, what I loved of what you mentioned about that hip clean is that he had speed and efficiency under that bar.
He only has 30 seconds before he has to start. Now dropping the weight to 275 pounds so he can get a score on the board.
Right.
As long as he starts by 19:10, he will be okay.
He'll be able to hit this lift. He's basically taking 40 pounds off the bar. He got this.
Easy taking a look at the clock, and he starts before his window closes. So this will be his final attempt, 275 pounds.
Easy.
Yep.
Easy for Easy right there.
So no problem for Easy Muhammad at 275 after making 2 unsuccessful attempts at 315 pounds.
One thing, I bet he would probably want to take that back and probably open up at 275 and then work himself back up. So it's a lesson learned.
Well, and this is one of those workouts, right, where you could do the first piece really well and then blow it on the second piece. Now, if you decide to redo, you do have to redo both pieces. It's not like you get to take your 21.3 good score and marry it with your second 21.4 score. So, you know, if Easy decides to redo this, he's going to have to do that whole first piece again, too.
A great effort from Samantha Briggs and Easy Muhammad. Would have been fun to see Easy hit that 315, but 275 still really impressive. And to do it in that short of a period after you just failed your second lift is probably even more impressive.
After failing 315 twice, right? And you think of the effort that went into, he basically cleaned 315 3 of 4 times.
Right, yes.
Let's take a look back at the first part of this, 21.3, and we knew that Samantha Briggs was going to do extremely well, and she did. Never really was challenged by Easy because, look, this was not what Easy wanted to get to.
Right. She just looked so relaxed the whole time. It was like Neil said, like she wasn't even breathing heavy through any of it. But I'm really impressed with Elijah. You know, the first 2 pieces, he hung pretty tight to Samantha. It really came down, like we said, to the bar muscle-ups.
I mean, it's still impressive. She got those bar muscle ups in 3 sets. She went unbroken on the first two gymnastics movements, and then on the third one, she got it in 3 sets. So, folks at home, if you guys are watching this, if you're watching this at home, you got a good outline of what it's going to take in order to take that top spot.
Sam was able to break up the bar muscle ups, but still put up an incredible time of 8 minutes 33 seconds. Easy Muhammad came in 12 minutes and 10 seconds, and Easy much slower on the bar muscle up, looking to conserve some energy before he got to 21.4. And Sam Briggs just rifling through those final 15 thrusters to take the matchup.
Yeah,
So results for 21.3. Sam Briggs, 8 minutes 33 seconds, and Elijah Muhammad at 12 minutes 10 seconds. And then we got into 21.4, and that's where Elijah Muhammad was trying to put on a show, as Samantha Briggs started at 175.
Well, if you look at both of these athletes took, Elijah later took a power clean approach, because I don't know if their legs were too smoked from the front squats and thrusters, but I'm just curious to see how it built up, and I would love to talk to him afterwards to see what the effects were.
Yep. Briggs started at 155, missed that. That was her successful lift at 175, and then moving on to 185 pounds, and this would be her last successful attempt, as she did make a run at 195, but was unable to complete the hang clean.
But I'm super impressed to see Sam hit over 80% of her 1-rep max clean and jerk, after 30 chest to bar, 30 toe to bar, 30 bar muscle ups, and 90 squats overall. So super impressive from her. She's got to be happy with that score.
Easy Muhammad made 2 attempts at 315 and failed at different points during each attempt.
Yeah, so when you look here, nice smooth on the deadlift, good on the catch, he stood up, but then right here on the second catch, he kind of fumbles with it a little bit, and then you look at his leg position, he used a little bit of extra energy. Now when he goes to do this jerk, he gets a big dip, he jumps punch under, but he's a little extended and can't close it out.
This was his second attempt at 315.
Well, the same thing happens. He's smooth on that deadlift. He power cleaned it this time, but then on the third lift, he kind of got weak in that catch position. He wasted a little bit of energy trying to re-grip it and go into that hang, and then failed on that lift.
And finally, with very little rest, 275 is good.
What I liked about this lift, he said, okay, I did a squat. I'm going to just power my way through this. Squat cleaned it on the last one, and then here he just popped it up easy.
275 will be the final score for Easy Muhammad. Samantha Briggs comes in at 185 pounds. Let's go back down to the competition floor with Rory McKernan.
All right, Sam, you're joking, but when Easy was offloading, he was going for a lighter weight. You were like, no, don't do it. Why?
Stay heavy, and then I could have beaten him in the lift.
Could have gone 2 for 2 against Easy Muhammad. Tell me what was kind of sneaky about this, or what was exactly as you expected for people who are about to take it on.
It is what it is. It's like 2 separate scored events, so you have to push on the first one. And then you also don't get any benefit of pushing on the first one because you still only get that 7 minutes. Right. If it had been 15-minute time cap and you get to rest the remainder of the time, and that would have been like a whole different ball game. But this was you had to push hard and then go straight into the lift.
See, I wanted you to be like, no, it's not that bad. Don't worry.
You'll enjoy it.
Easy. Before we said 3, 2, 1, go, you went over to Sam. You said, hey, for what it's worth, this is an honor for me. And that was a really cool moment for me. Can you tell people at home what you meant by that?
Yeah, she's a champion. She's won the CrossFit Games. And training with Froning, I've been able to see what it takes for people to achieve that status or achieve that. And it's just an honor to share the floor with someone that has put in that much work and has excelled that well in pretty much the toughest sport that we can find, right?
No doubt. And look, we knew that you were excited to get your hands on the barbell.
Yeah.
Would you do anything differently, or did you like putting on the show?
Nah, I never play it easy. I'm going to go for it. And whenever the rules are allowed you to take down weight, I'll look at that clock and be like, okay, maybe I should go down. But I'm coming out the gate hot when it's time to lift every time.
Love it. It was really fun to watch and really cool that you guys brought attention to causes that mean so much to you guys. So thank you both for being here.
Yes, thank you.
All right, my friends, it's done on the competition floor, but it's far from over. In just a few moments, we're going to bring you some tips and tricks for your 21.3 and 4 workout. That's from the GM of Education, Nicole Carroll. And then, of course, we're going to follow that with the Cool Down Show, where we get to talk to Sam and Easy a little bit more, as well as the 3 Panchik brothers and Scott and Dave Castro with some of your questions. So stick around. We'll be right back.